everyone, welcome to the Cowboy Funk Show. My name is Junior Monk, and we have a very special episode because we have two of my favorite Bluths in the house with me today.
I say there's always money in the banana stand! No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching!
Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is the Civil War and how to be effective at this map in ranked war zones. Now, this isn't a direct how-to, it's more of a commentary that I have with other PvPers. So please sit back, enjoy, and let me know what you guys think. First, I want to introduce everyone to Itoa. Itoa, tell us a little bit about yourself and your guild.
I'm sorry, I can't get past the part where you just called yourself Monk. I thought Mint.
No. On the server, you can call me Mint. But, you know what? I'm sorry, let's start that again. Guys, this is Junior Mint, or Minty Fresh, or Minty.
I like Minty
And this is episode 4 of the Cowboy Funk Show. So, again, this is Itoa of the Banana Stand. I'm curious, before you even tell me about yourself, how did you guys decide on the Banana Stand?
I didn't. I had nothing to do with it.
That was me and Juan Pablo.
So, Roisinn is the C word of the Banana Stand. How does that make you feel?
I don't understand the question, and I refuse to answer.
I don't... Who are you is what I'm asking, and how did you become the C word?
I'm Roisinn. I became the C word of the Banana Stand. Juan Pablo and I wanted to start a guild because we love Arrested Development, and the C word was the best title for the guild master, and that fell to the female of the pair, and that was me.
Gotcha. And there's always money in the Banana Stand, right?
That's right,
There-
$250,000.
250,000 credits lining the banana stand.
The walls of the Banana
That's
Stand, that's right.
That's why they call me Mr. Manager.
That's right.
Manager.
So let's talk about your favorite makeup for this, and it has to include a Sork healer. But what do you normally run if you're focusing specifically on winning this map?
Actually, I like to have at least 4 Sork healers.
Yeah, you wish.
No, what? Well, so you have to fill the roles, right? You need somebody to guard your turret. You need somebody to try to delay the other team's turret. You need, you want to have 2 healers and at least 1 tank. Preferably a Zuhara and a Marauder. That's a lot of people.
What is a Zuhara for our listeners who are not on our server?
Yeah, Zuhara is a ridiculously high damage assassin who also throws a guard on people.
So, what is your strategy whenever you're up against a team that you don't recognize?
Are we talking about ranked team?
Yes, this is ranked.
Ranked team you don't recognize. I think the basic strategy is you need to delay their cap long enough to get your cap and keep everybody out of it.
When you say delay their cap, you're talking you want to get the tick first, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the tick is basically whenever you cap a turret, there's a timer on it on when it starts to do damage, and if we cap first, then we begin the damage first. So essentially, when you're on a ranked team, it's very difficult for you to cap 2 right off the bat. So the first person to cap the first one is going to get the head start on the tick, and it's just a matter of a few seconds in order to essentially have a major advantage in the battleground, right?
It's a huge advantage, and I think the reason it's such a big advantage is that it puts the other team in desperate mode because they can't just sit on what they have.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, like if you have your side and you're comfortable with it, and you can keep the other team from capping mid, then you can keep committing the majority of your force to mid. The other team has to either commit seriously to mid and take it, which is really hard. 7-on-7, it's really hard to take a turret. Or they have to take some of their people off mid and try to take your turret, which is easier for you to defend and leaves them underrepresented on mid and runs the risk of losing mid.
Okay, so we have our team makeup perfectly set. We have our tank, we have our 2 heals, 1 sork, and 1 operative, and we have plenty of DPS. So what is your strategy as a healer for your first minute whenever you get off of the speeder?
The very first thing I do is I run to mid and I drop an orbital on the turret so they can't cap for the first 9 seconds.
I do something similar to that. I actually drop my circle of healing right at the center, and then I pick a corner. Most of the time it's on the left, and I immediately start bubbling everyone like crazy.
Yeah, after that, then I start healing whoever's taking the most damage, but I get that orbital down so they can't cap.
And as a healer, do you ever try to cap? Are you focused on objective or keeping people alive?
No, not so much in rank.
We've had bad things happen when people try to spam cap in ranked matches.
Me personally, as a healer, I try to build my spec around endurance. I try to be a tank as much as possible. Because I know I'm going to be focused a lot, I try to stay alive as much as possible. So my healing numbers are always lower, but I also play to the objective. So if I see an opening, I'm probably going to take it. And because of that, I guess I don't pull out the same healing numbers. What about you?
I try to do a little bit of both. Since I'm a healer, my first, what I'm supposed to do is heal, I guess.
Right,
It's easier with an operative, I think.
You can run around.
Yeah, I just run around and spam heal, and just try to keep myself alive, and and then after that, try to cap. Or keep whoever is capping.
Okay, cool. So then the other thing I wanted to talk about was, okay, so let's say the game has started off perfectly. We've capped our end, we have the tick, so we're in the lead. We're still fighting for mid. Then we realize that mid is starting to dwindle as far as how many enemies we have in there, and they're all rushing our side. At what point do you make the call, and who do you send in order to go help?
I tend to be one of the first ones to go, because heals are probably the most important, or at
You want to
least
send one
pretty
hit,
important.
but you don't want to send them both. So against an equally matched team, your team's going to take your side. Yeah, it's also good to work out ahead of time who's going to leave the door. Like if you have, let's say, Alderaan still, you have people attacking your side and most of your team is at mid, you decide who you're going to send first. Like somebody says somebody's here, somebody leaves immediately and goes to reinforce, whether they need it or not, and you should decide ahead of time who that is.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. So if you have somebody who's especially fast, who can get there quickly, or who can get there in stealth, then you would assign that to them.
Yep.
And there's no kind of...
Yeah, we usually use a marauder for they can predate over to the side quickly.
And they have the force sleep, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Number one thing you should do is play with other people in voice chat. Getting used to talking to people and keeping lines of communication open is really, really good.
And you guys prefer Mumble. I was not a fan of my first venture into Mumble because it was just a huge disaster. I got into the wrong channel and people freaked out and they were from a different country. So I was like, you know what? Vent is simple, it's clean, even though it's old, but what we've done with the kickball Mumble, that's kind of changed my whole opinion of it. TeamSpeak, you guys are the only ones that use it that I've known. I don't know which one's the better of the three.
I prefer
like
TeamSpeak.
It does a good job of balancing voice levels, so if you have somebody shouting, it levels them up.
If you have Evo in your channel, it turns them down.
If you have Evo
Oh,
playing
that's
really
right.
loud music with his mic open all the time, yeah.
So that's a
Play-
good tip,
play with people.
using voice chat. Exactly. I think another good tip would be that play with the same people consecutively. Really figure out who is good at what and who you can trust. Because really it's going to come down to you can't win it by yourself. And a lot of times you'll let things go because you know someone else is going to do it. I know I could leave the turret or or stop guarding the door because I need to go heal somebody. And you don't really get that as much when you're in a pug group. So overcommitting is a big problem I see in pug groups, especially when there's not anyone in voice communications and somebody's taking a node or a turret and 5 people go to assist and you end up giving it up. That's one of the big problems I see in pug groups.
That is a big problem.
I usually, like in a pug group, if I have incoming, it's important to include a number if you can.
Oh, yeah.
So you say, 2 snow, 1 grass, whatever. And if they're stealthers, maybe more. That way your
Right.
team has an idea, and hopefully the people on the other turret can, figure out how many people to send to you. If it's only 1, then you just need 1, maybe none. If it's 5, then you've got to leave some people behind. The first thing I do is I let my team know that I'm getting focused, ask for a peel, give a name who's hitting you the hardest.
Losing your tank. So if you're not in his line of sight, you lose your guard, or he just doesn't
lose your-
know when to peel.
I can't.
Yeah, he
Right,
can't
I see.
intercede, he can't,
Can't
if
talk.
I'm behind the ramp or something, that's going to put me out of the 15-meter distance from him. So I usually try to stay around the middle, somewhere around the turret.
So you can definitely see that there is so much to talk about within just this one map, but not just that, but about PvP in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I love it, and I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who has watched and been a fan. I did want to try to keep this video as short as possible, considering the amount of information that we were talking about. Big shout out to Itoa and Roisinn who helped me out on this episode. Any final words on Civil War?
It
but
sucks.
please- It does kind of suck. It's gonna
Just
be
say
interesting
no
to
to
get
Civil
rid of
War.
sides, Peter.
So thanks guys for your commentary. I think it's fantastic. I look forward to doing more ranked with you guys, and save a spot for me in the next one.
Yeah, anytime. Junior Mint,
Junior Monk.
Junior
With an
Monk,
O.
whatever. Yeah.
There's no T.
Alright, derp shit.
Alright, dirt shit. No, I called you dirt shit.
That's very derp shitty of you.
There,
My bad. I didn't realize you were Chiss.
Yeah, I'm a chiss.
it's an operative.
How does that make you
Isn't there
feel?
like a requirement?
Right?
It makes me feel awesome because I got the blue booty.
Let me see.
That's right.